This is a Bruce production.
What's going on YouTube? This is Bruce with Bruce Custom Motors, bring you guys another official video. As you guys can see, I'm going to try to do what no one has done before. I'm going to take our cars to the next level. All right guys, I noticed a couple of other people who've taken on big turbo projects, and I've been watching their builds, and I just really been glued to their builds, just seeing who can get the most horsepower out of a stock engine and an engine with internals. And I've seen some numbers, but I also feel like we still have a big ladder that we can climb to get peak horsepower out of our vehicles. When you think about it, most of the cars that are doing 6 seconds, that are pushing 1,000 horsepower, are Honda Civics 4-bangers, you know, because you can get the best bang out your buck with a lighter engine, strap on a big turbo, a twin scroll setup, or just like a single turbo or twin turbo, and you can just get a lot of power. So what I wanted to do for this platform is I wanted to really just see what I can do through my trial and error. So I decided to do a series on this turbo build, or rather this big turbo build for our platform. So in this series, some of the steps I'm going to do is going to be to help the people who are interested in turbo builds. As you guys know, I have a KO4 turbo APR right there. Also stage 3, IE custom tune, IE intake manifold, Wagner intercooler, and water meth, and a lot of other things if you follow my channel. If not, make sure you like and subscribe. First thing I'm going to do is, one, see what would happen if I put this turbo on our vehicle with a KO4 turbo custom tune, just to see what happens. I'm going to give you guys some before numbers, some after numbers. For the individuals who have a KO4 who are just curious what would happen if I put a bigger turbo on my vehicle, I'm going to see if I'm going to run any codes and see how it runs. Second thing I'm going to do, my second engine is a built engine with IE rods, pistons, ported. It's just a whole 9 yards. But before I put that engine in, I'm going to see how much horsepower our stock engine can take. So I'm going to crank it up and push this platform to the limit to see exactly how much horsepower it can take. I have a buddy in UK who have taken this platform to 700 horsepower, and there's still room. The biggest concerns he had was, can my transmission take it? So he has a conservative tune at 700 horsepower. The only thing he did differently with the tuning, he has the rated pistons for the fuel pump to help get that extra fuel into the vehicle. And also he has some S3 injectors, just like I have S3 injectors. So I'm going to kind of just see what happens with just my S3 injectors. I'm going to go ahead and get that upgraded piston kit. And what that is just going to be a solenoid in the actual fuel pump. That's going to help to get you more fuel to your vehicle. And that's going to be the only fueling I'm going to do right now. If I need more fueling, I'm going to definitely look at the low pressure fuel pump to see if I can add any fueling from that perspective. But yeah, guys, so this is pretty much what it's going to be. It's going to be a Precision 646 V-band K4. So I guess the biggest question is, how am I going to mount this monster turbo on my vehicle? So right now I'm taking partnership with Lunchbox Fabrication. And they're helping to build me a custom intake manifold. I'm gonna top mount this turbo, so it's gonna kind of sit like, it's pretty heavy, so let me see if I can pick it up. It's gonna sit, it's gonna be right about here. So yeah, I'm going to top mount. It's going to be right about here. And so it's going to sit right about there. And what's going to happen is I'm going to relocate this MAF sensor over here to my charge pipe over there. So I'm gonna relocate this, extend it, put it over there. That way I can have my air fuel ratio. And then over here, I'm just gonna take the traditional oil feed lines and the coolant lines connected to this turbo. I'm gonna get a custom down pipe made. So I'm gonna get that custom down pipe. And so the O2 sensors, I'm gonna bypass them or either just connect them to the new down pipe. It's gonna look something like this. Of course, I'm gonna have my charge pipe. And this charge pipe is just going to come like this, and it's going to be routed all the way down there to my intercooler, where this one kind of goes from right there to my intercooler. So that's where I'm going to get the boost to my intercooler. So that's why I'm going to get the boost to my intercooler, guys. And, you know, oil feed lines are oil feed lines. It's just about rerouting and making sure you have the right lines going to it. Down pipe, just a little bit of custom exhaust work just to just get the right bend so it can fit down there. So I'm going to make a dummy copy of it, have someone weld the one for me, make it look pretty and nice. I mean, that's the gist of it. Now, the one special thing about this turbo, and you know, there's a lot of cheaper routes that you can go. Like, I know a lot of people were doing the Boss 500, 600. This is comparable to probably a Boss 700. A little bit bigger than a 600, so it's gonna need that custom manifold, whereas a lot of people who wanted to step up from the KO4 with, you know, got the Boss 500, it comes with the intake manifold, so it's just kind of plug and play. But I just wanted a little bit more power. I know that we have one of our I know one of my fellow YouTubers just achieved about force something to the wheel on his vehicle, so I'm definitely shooting for a higher number. You guys already know the specs on my current build. With everything I have going to it. So the one special thing about this turbo, other than being a dual ball bearing, is if you look at the bottom right here, and it's really heavy. So if you look right here, you have, it's a T4 divided. It's a T4 divided V-man. So what does that mean? So as you can see, I have these two sections right here. So the best way for me to say this is almost, the best way for me to say this, the one thing I like about this turbo is it has a lot of low end torque. A lot of times when you're doing bigger turbo builds, you have that super turbo lag, and that's the one thing I was concerned about. That's why I went with this one, paid a little bit more, but two of these are going to go to 2 cylinders and 2 of these are going to go to 2 cylinders. So what does that mean? That means that I'm going to have 2 external wastegates for each cylinder. So it's almost like I'm pushing a twin turbo per se, but it's not a twin turbo. It's going to enable me to have really great low end power and torque, almost instant spool, just like I'm pushing a KO3, even though I'm running a big turbo. And that's the biggest thing I'm looking for. I want my low end as well as high end. That's a lot of turbo. If I didn't do this dual setup, then it would take a lot longer to spool, but this is going to really help me get to that level. And as you can see, this is the hot side. I'm gonna have, because I have the dual setup, is why I need 2 wastegates. So I'm gonna have those 2 wastegates. So right now it's just a matter of me just running the lines, getting the custom work done as far as the intake manifold, the downpipe, and I'm going to take you guys through this journey. I'm going to let you guys know what our car can do on a stock internals versus forced internals in the level we can take it to. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm not too concerned what happens to this engine, because I have another engine once I push this power to the peak. So if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned. As you guys can see, I got a big turbo project coming. What I'm going to also do for the best comments and the most engagement, I'm going to do a giveaway on my KO4 turbo. So the more people that are engaged and the more people that are into this build, I'm going to do a giveaway on that KO4 turbo. It's a APR KO4 running real good. I mean, you guys know those turbos about $3 grand, so I'm just going to give it away to one of my subscribers. There's not going to be a need for it anymore as I do this turbo build, and I think you guys deserve it. So thanks for all of the love and support from all the subscribers, new and old. I really appreciate everything you guys have done. Once again, this is Bruce with Bruce Custom Motors. Peace, I'm out.